And then pop. Hello, everyone. My name is Mackenzie Sullivan, and for today, let me take you for a journey 23 million years ago into the past, the Miocene period. The Ice Age is slowly approaching, but you're none the wiser, as large mammals walk across the land, no dinosaurs in sight, and big mammals swim across the ocean like a whale. But then you see it, a large fin swimming past the water, 15 meters in length, or around 49 feet approximately, the megalodon. But what did it look like? How did scientists discover this animal? And why is there so many conspiracies around the megalodon today? If you listen to me today, we'll tell you all about the megalodon, this amazing shark.
Well,
Megalodon means large tooth, and you can see why with these images. Their teeth went up to 18 centimeters long, or 7 inches, and they're the only things we have of this animal today. Because a shark's body is mainly made out of cartilage, so it doesn't preserve well. Think about our nose or ears, but their teeth, they remain. Megalodon teeth have been found all over the continents except Antarctica. And from these teeth, we gathered that these megalodon were apex predators hunting whales and sharks. In fact, we've actually found their teeth lodged in whale vertebra with large gashes in them. So scientists have used these bones to figure out that they had a large bite size and even larger body. But what do they look like, you may ask? Many people, when they think of a megalodon, they think of a great white shark, but huge. But this isn't the case, or possibly. We discovered through DNA testing that the great white shark's ancestor lived alongside the megalodon, and they were completely different species on the ranch. But even though they're different species, it is a possibility they look like each other. But thanks to a 2022 research journal by the International Research Historical Biology, published by Philip Stodes, a organismal biologist, he looked at 15 different species of warm-blooded and cold-blooded sharks to look and see if there's any correlation between their body type, thermophysiologically, fancy word for that, and their body shape. So their heat regulation, and found no correlation, meaning just because you're a warm-blooded or cold-blooded shark, you can have any different features, such as a longer nose or bigger body. Scientists today think that they look closer to a bluefin shark who have a broad nose, flat jaw, and large pectoral fins to hold up their weight. They believe this because the bluefin shark's ancestor is a close relative to the megalodon. This is over 1,000-year connection, and they believe because of this close relation that the megalodon possibly looked like the bluefin shark. And again, the paleontologists have worked hard to figure this out, but it isn't for certain yet because we only have the teeth. But it's fascinating how scientists have taken this contradicting evidence to pro and weigh it to find the truth. One closed door gets us closer to the truth of the past. But now, I want to talk to you about some theories that don't hold so much weight. The theory that the megalodon is still alive today. Many people, mainly on the internet, believe that the megalodon is alive in the deep sea today. I'm here to say this is not true. Breaks my heart, I know. I love the megalodon as well. And I think that saying, oh, it's just in the deep sea, we only explored 5%, so how can you say it doesn't exist, is a little bit of a cop-out because these were most likely living in the surface of the water hunting whales who also live on the surface. So we'd be able to see, again, a 15-meter shark. And we would have their teeth around on the ocean floor, which are, again, 18 centimeters long or 7 inches. And I want to relay a different deep sea animal that we knew existed, but didn't have proof until our technology proved, the deep sea squid. The deep sea squid went around 13 meters in length, but we didn't know, have an actual photo or video of it until our submarines approved, but we knew it exists because sperm whales had bite marks all over them of these tentacles wrapping around during their deep sea fights. And we had some of their carcasses show up on the water. A shark this big would have an ecological impact on the environment. But why do people believe this exists? I believe people believe the megalodon is still alive today because of the 2013 documentary that aired on Shark Week, Megalodon, the monster shark that lives. A very cool title, but this was in fact a mockumentary. I remember being 9 years old watching this on Shark Week, And believe me, it exists. You can see on this photo right here, it's a doctored image that the mockumentary had showing a megalodon fin. That's the issue with this mockumentary. It played all their facts very straight and didn't do a good job disclosing that the photos they showed or videos were CGI or photoshopped. And so for a 9-year-old, I completely believed it exists. Then the megalodon was still out there in the ocean. And only, I want to say like 4 years later, I realized that it was a fake documentary, and I was just crushed. And actually, the blowback for this mockumentary was so bad for Discovery Channel that 3 years later, they decided to take it off air and no longer air it during Discovery Channel. But I think the damage was already done because it was on such a credible site for information that many people took it as fact. And I think this is very evident in 2021, a viral TikTok. Many of you, if you guys use TikTok, might have seen it because it had 23 million views of a giant shark swimming by a tourist boat. And many people are freaking out, looking at it like, oh my gosh, look at this thing. And the comments are saying, it's a megalodon. I know for a fact it is. And one comment in particular that stood out to me was like, you can't tell me the megalodon isn't alive today. We only explored 5% of the ocean. In reality, this ginormous shark was actually a basking shark, which are very fantastic animals, going up to 7.9 meters in length. And just like our lovely whale sharks, only eat zooplankton and skim the surface. And the sighting is very exciting because basking sharks are a very rare sight. You can see them right next to this human right here. They're huge. They're very gracious animals, and it's on my bucket list to see one alive and while scuba diving. And I think that's kind of the sad thing about this situation. I love the megalodon. I think it's an amazing creature, but I think people need to accept that it's extinct. That though I wish it could be alive today, it's not going to happen because of the ice age killed it off. But we could do something about the sharks that are alive today that are also millions of years old with evolution unchanging them. But we can do something about them slowly becoming extinct. And I do want to say here and appreciate the work paleontologists have done to figure out the past, again, only using these teeth they found in the ocean to figure out what the megalodon was, if it was a different species from everything else, and possibly what it looked like. Thank you so much, and that was my presentation. Awesome.